A long, long time ago, in a far, far away place called Blackistan, there were wars, conflicts that were dubbed the SYSBM wars and the gender wars. And out of these conflicts arose a man, a champion of royal lineage. He rose to prominence to dispel evil, to shine light in darkness, and to set free the minds of the innocent. This man was BenjaminDeSouza, the prince and the warlord. Yo, what's happening? It's BenjaminDeSouza here, back with another classic. That was my opening narrative and whatnot to my story or whatever. But yeah, man, I want to speak about this particular narrative that I'm hearing as of late in these SYSBM wars, if you will. And it's this thought that, well, SYSBM, it's essentially the same thing as MGTOW, or, you know, it's essentially the same thing as IBMOR. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know why you guys had to go off and, you know, fly a flag of SYSBM or, you know, get up under an acronym. You know, I mean, because if you're just living it, then, you know, you're just living it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Since you're already acting like IBMOR, or acting like MGTOW, I mean, why didn't you just fly the flag of MGTOW or IBMOR? Huh? Man, fuck all that shit, man. Let me set the record straight, man. Put some straightening to this shit, man. I've been around these discussions for quite some time. Been around for a while, man, since the first Manosphere 1.0 back in 2007, 2008. I'm talking about SWP, Thugtician, Heavenly Truth 1. I'm talking about since then. You know what I mean? I just recently, within the past 3 years, started making content myself. But for a long time, man, I just been sitting back watching, sitting back listening. You hear me? And yeah, so I've been around for the entire rendition of Manosphere 2.0, and I would like to say that I'm a part of Manosphere 3.0. You feel me? So, you know, but here's the thing. Manosphere 2.0 came about, the whole concept of red pill, blue pill and shit. And then, you know, MGTOW came on the scene, making a lot of noise, you know, dropping a lot of heavy content and shit. And, you know, those type of talking points from the MGTOW community really resonated with me. You know what I mean? But just to let you know what type of person I am, I'm not a Jeffer, bruh. I'm not a, you know, I don't Jeff, man. And I'm not quick to just throw any and everybody my support, you know? I scrutinize everything. You feel me? I'm a Virgo, man. So, you know, I'm judgmental and critical, and I judge people and I criticize things just by nature. It's just, you know, it's just the sign I was born under. You feel me? You know, and I'm you know, I'm a harsh critic on people, but I'm the harshest critic on myself. You know, and on top of that, my life path number is number 5. So, you know, I'm an investigator. So, you know, as far as the stars are concerned, I'm a critic. I criticize and I'm very judgmental. As far as the numbers go, shit, I'm gonna investigate shit. So, you know, but with that said, when MGTOW came out, you know, it was headed by white men. White men were out front, in the forefront and shit. But they were saying things that, how you say, rubbed me the wrong way. And I think they were saying things that not only rubbed me the wrong way, but also rubbed a lot of black MGTOW and potential black MGTOWs the wrong way, you know? And these things that were being said that rubbed me the wrong way were in fact race-based. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, listen, man, I'm a big cat. You feel me? I'm a big cat. I'm a motherfucking jaguar, man. You feel me? So if a jaguar is generous enough to allow you to pet him, it'd be in your best interest not to rub him the wrong way. You feel me? So, you know, that's what a lot of white MGTOWs were doing. And it's not it's not personal, bro. Strictly business. I understand, you know. As shout out to Obsidian, but no heat, no judgment, right? It's cool. And you know, some of the white MGTOW kind of seen the alt-right, right-wing, bigoted element amongst them, so they tried to do a little bit of damage control and clean the shit up and be like, well, you know, and created another narrative. Well, you know, really, black people, they were the original MGTOW, if you think about it, because, you know, they were going through this whole family court system, black female fuckery cabal, you know, way back in the 80s. And, you know, with the emergence of gangster rap, they were really vocalizing their displeasure with their women. So really, in essence, if you think about it, black people were the first MGTOW. Black men were the first MGTOW. And that was kind of cool, you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, okay, yeah, all right, I'm fucking with it. But yet and still, man, listen, I can't compromise my dignity for a movement, bro. I just can't do it, bro. You know? And listen, I came of age in the suburbs. I had 2 best friends. Well, you know what? I take that back. 3 best friends. I had 3 best friends in my entire life. 2 of them were white. You know what I mean? I'm talking about we were running mates, thick as thieves, gallivanting around the suburbs of Kansas City. You feel me? So I understand white people very well, you know. You'd be surprised what a 13 or 14-year-old white boy say to you during gym class out on the football field when y'all playing flag football and you kicking his ass. You'd be surprised. Or, you know, it's junior high or high school football and shit, and y'all at practice and whatnot, and you kicking his ass during practice and shit. So he want to say some really inflammatory shit to you in the locker room. You'd be surprised, man. You know, if I can quote Ice Cube from the album The Predator, circa 1992. Shit, you know, I studied white people and got my hands bloody. You feel me? You know, I studied white people and got my hands bloody. That's not to say that I killed anyone, but you know, I got into let's put it like this: I got into a tug of war match with white people, and the rope made my hands bleed. You know, the rope tore my hands up to the point where my hands started bleeding. You feel me? But you know, so it was cool. I was like, all right, I'm gonna fall back. I'm not gonna fly under the flag of MGTOW just yet, or whatever. And then IBMOR came on the scene. Yes, introspective black men of reform. I was like, yes, finally, our shit, our own shit, something that we can call our own, something that we can come in and something that we can come under and speak about our issues that apply specifically to us. Yes. And I was rocking with the whole IBMOR wave, you know? But just like in MGTOW, I didn't want to fly under that banner just yet. I said, you know what? Let me sit back and investigate this before I throw my IBMOR, before I throw a flag up for IBMOR. You feel me? And just like in MGTOW, there were a lot of good points made by a lot of IBMOR content creators. And just aside, IBMOR is the black facsimile of MGTOW, not SYSBM. SYSBM is not the same as IBMOR. SYSBM is not the same as MGTOW. Okay, let's make some delineations here, people. You know, some of you motherfuckers are dumb. Just to be honest with you, some of y'all, I hear y'all on these panels. I see y'all out in these YouTube streets. Some of you motherfuckers are just dumb. You're dumb. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. And then you think, well, since MGTOW has a 5-letter acronym and IBMOR has a 5-letter acronym, SYSBM has a 5-letter acronym. Thus, for all three of these groups, these communities are the same. Yeah. No, they're not, motherfucker. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Just the same way that MGTOW, some of the MGTOW content creators were espousing some things that were rubbing me the wrong way, some of the IBMOR content creators were espousing things that were rubbing me the wrong way. Notably, some of the IBMOR content creators were, shout out to She-Ra7, sprinkle. They were sprinkling in some Marxist and socialist type of leanings into the ideology. You know what I mean? And Marxist and socialist bents is the same reason why I kind of fell back from the pro-wax. You know what I mean? I fell back from the pro-blacks because they were kicking some Marxist shit. They were kicking some socialist shit, man. And I don't know about you, bro, but this is America, nigga. I'm a motherfucking capitalist. I'm about free market principles, nigga. Fuck you mean? No, I'm not on some Marxist shit. Hell no, let's let the market decide. You feel me? So yeah, and it's not a knock at anyone. Any of the IBMOR brothers who may unknowingly or knowingly kick Marxist shit. It's not a knock against them because a lot of the IBMOR bros and some of them who do kick that Marxist shit, they've made good hard-hitting content. They've added to the discussion. They've added to the narrative. They've added powerful shit. They've even taught me some things, So, nothing personal against the particular person or persons who are IBMOR and who sprinkle in some of that Marxist shit. Nothing personal, bro. It's just strictly business, man. Strictly business. And seeing as I'm a capitalist who ascribe to free market principles, shit, when you talking business, you talking my language. You feel me? Let's talk turkey. You feel me? So yeah. So I was hesitant, even though during that whole time, 3 years ago and whatnot, I was putting out content and I was hashtagging MGTOW and IBMOR as well. I was hashtagging that shit in my content. I hadn't come out and officially said that I was MGTOW or IBMOR. I didn't fly a flag, but I did that for the sole purpose of getting my videos and getting my content into the MGTOW IBMOR algorithms and shit. You know what I mean? So if somebody hear about MGTOW on the street, or they hear about IBMOR on the street, and they go back to YouTube and just type in MGTOW or IBMOR, then you know, my videos will pop up. You feel me? And then from there, he who has an ear, let him hear. You feel me? But I don't tag MGTOW or IBMOR in my videos anymore because SYSBM came along. SYSBM came along. I came into the knowledge, if you will, of SYSBM vis-a-vis via Kirigakade Jones. Shout out to the sensei. You feel me? And he put me up on Mad Bus Driver. You know? He put me up on MBD. But just to give some context, Kiri put me up on game as far as SYSBM is concerned. And I would like to say thanks to Kiri, you know, really going hard in the paint and putting out some hard-hitting, deep content, SYSBM content, that convinced me to make it official and fly up under the SYSBM flag. You feel me? But at the same time, you know, when I first came into the knowledge of SYSBM, I was still making my content and I was still hashtagging MGTOW, IBMOR, but then I started hashtagging SYSBM. You know what I mean? So, but then I was like, fuck it, I'm about to just drop them because, you know, I really don't want a lot of MGTOW motherfuckers coming to my shit. I don't want a lot of IBMOR motherfuckers coming to my shit. You know, because I don't want the MGTOW who have racialist leanings and shit to come to my channel. And I don't want the IBMOR motherfuckers who have Marxist leanings to come to my channel. This shit ain't for you. Because we can just agree to disagree on those major points. So I just started hashtagging SYSBM in my shit, you know, because the core tenets of it, which is essentially, it says it in the name, black men saving thyself. You feel me? Saving ourselves from what, you say? Saving ourselves from Blackistan, the matriarchal ideology of Blackistan, and the matriarchal men and women of Blackistan. That's what we're saving ourselves from. Because see, when I speak of the matriarchy, I'm not just talking about the women. The women are the figureheads and essentially the leaders of the matriarchy. But a matriarchy just isn't solely women. You need men to be a part of the matriarchy. Shout out to you sucker-lay motherfuckers who trying to get us brothers back on the plantation to serve the matriarchy. Shout out to you, man. For real. You're really showing a lot of masculinity. You're really showing a lot of masculine energy. Oh shit. But you know, so that's what it is. And with that said, you know, that's where I wanted to go. That's the direction I wanted to go. Because I'm wholeheartedly against the dysfunction and the psychosis that emerges out of the matriarchal mindset of Blackistan. I'm against that shit 100. If I can, you know, get my Kansas City on 100, you feel me? 100, man. 100%, bro. I've seen this shit, man. Since a kid, bro, even to this day, man. I see the damage that the matriarchy is doing to little black boys and black girls. Even though the matriarchy grooms its girls to come up and be leaders in the community, they're still essentially setting them up for hardship and pain, you know? I mean, yeah, a matriarchal woman putting a lot of matriarchal shit in the mind of her daughter to be strong and independent and leverage every advantage that she has over her man, i.e. her job, her career, her house, or whatever. Yeah, that shit sounds good, and that shit may work when you're what, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, until you reach that wall though. When you reach that wall and you're on the other side of 25 and you start staring down the barrel of 30, and then you get into your 30s and you cross that Rubicon of 35, start getting into the danger zone, you know. Last train to Paris. You know, your fertility starts to fall down, starts to decrease rapidly. And then you get into your late 30s, early 40s. You look around and you see all of the fruit, or the lack thereof, that your matriarchal ideology has bore you. And listen, ladies, I'm not particularly blaming you. You know? Because as a lot of the pro-wax like to say, well, you can't really blame black men and black women for the fucked up shit that they do because of slavery, because of Jim Crow. Listen, I can't blame you little matriarchs for being matriarchs, because for the most part, your bitch of a mother put all that bullshit in your head. Your bitch of an auntie helped you and laced you in the dark ways of matriarchy. You know what I mean? You know? They taught you all that fuck shit. And for a time, it did work. It worked a little bit, you know? You got some of what you wanted. You may have gotten some of what you needed. But at the end of the movie, you see what happens, man. I've seen that movie way too many times, man. I've seen that movie way too many times. And that's what SYSBM is about. Saving ourselves from this deleterious, derelict matriarchy, you know? And that goes for the matriarchal women and men. So let's do a quick recap, right? MGTOW is, for the most part, for the overwhelmingly majority of the most part, it's about white men being red-pilled and coming into the knowledge of the social landscape here in America as it pertains to dating and mating. Essentially, IBMOR is essentially the same thing, but just with a black bent, a black leaning. SYSBM, on the other hand, it's not just about coming into the knowledge of the social landscape of dating and mating as it pertains to black men in particular here in the United States, but it's also about separating ourselves from the dysfunction and the dereliction. So it's about all that shit that MGTOW talking about. It's about all that shit that IBMOR's talking about, well, for the most part. But it's also about identifying the dysfunction and separating ourselves from said dysfunction. With a black leaning, of course, because, I mean, come on, it's in the name. Save yourself, black man. You feel me? So, that's on that. But yeah, man, SYSBM is not the same as MGTOW. It's not the same as IBMOR. It's something different. Something new, something fresh. You feel me? And yeah, get up on that.